Alright, hello fellow people of the earth, I am Derry50 from Runecodes Productions, and today we're going to work on actually saving inventories and stuff on InvBackup. So anyway, down here we were loading defaults in our main config class. Down here we're going to add a new array list, so a string array list of players. And we're going to start this out completely empty, so we'll just do that. And then what we're going to do is down here for our first default, we're going to add default players.list, and then we'll do arrays dot as as arrays. No bad eclipse as list and then players. Or we could just do, nah, it's fine. We have to add a extra parenthesis there. So that's the players list, and I think that's pretty much it. Then we want to go into this player data type, and for the load defaults, when you have the player name, I want to actually add a player data dot isn't it like forget what it is. I'll probably find it here. Player data dot options. There it is. It's options dot copy defaults. I want to add. Yeah, that's good. The player name and everything else will be dealt with. Or we could do a test when the no. Anyway, sorry, I'm just talking to myself. Anyway, we want to register a new Bukkit type timer. So let's just create a new, well, no, we'll go in the main class on the onEnable. We're going to add a Bukkit runnable type. So that will be, how are we gonna do that? I forget how you do that. One second. Ah, no, I remember now. Okay. So what we're gonna want to do is new server. Wait, no. We have to create the Bukkit runnable class first. Alright, my brain is like completely stopped running. So let's just, in this package, we'll create a new class. We have quite a lot of stuff in just this one package. For a lot of other plugins, I have like a bunch of classes, or a bunch of packages, but we'll probably end up moving all this stuff around. So let's just create a new class. Call it save or InvBackup timer, and this is going to this extends Bukkit runnable, and we want to import Bukkit runnable and add unimplemented methods, which is just a run method. Whoops. And this is what's going to happen when this timer is run. So for this, I want to go into the config file actually and add another default. So config.add default. InvBackup. Actually, we'll add this above this one. This is kind of more important. So InvBackup dot timer wait seconds. Let's do wait seconds. Or no. Wait minutes. How about? Or I don't even know what we'll call it. This is the minutes between saving inventories. So. Save. One sec, I'm gonna come up with some kind of name. I'm not sure why I couldn't think of this. Just InvBackup dot save interval minutes, and we'll set this default to 5. So it's gonna be saved as like an int type. Then we actually want to add a public void or public int get int. And this is going to do config.get int. You want to add a bunch of these kind of methods. Sorry. And then we want to do public void set int string path int I. And for this we want to do config.set path I, and then call the save method. We want to do this for same for string. We want to do the same thing for strings and all that eventually. We do want to do public void add or set. We'll do set string first. Quick string path. Sorry about that message. String I item. Just call item. Config.set path item. You always want to call the save method whenever we do that too. We want to do public void get list, or it would be public list get list, and then path. And then for this we want to do if. Well, we don't have to do this yet. Well, probably should. 1 second. If config.get list path dot get list path. Nah, we'll just never mind. For now, we'll just make it so that the list has to exist. So we'll import list. And config.get list path. That's all we'll do for now. We'll definitely add more to this later. And this needs to be a string. Alright, there we go. And then we want to add a, let's do public void add to list string path string item. And for this is going to be quite different. Add to list is going to get the list as a new array list and add to it. So we'll do list string equals, or just clist, I don't know. So we'll just do L equals config.get string list path. Alright, so we're going to get that, and then clist dot or L dot add item, and config dot set not get path L, and then save. Alright, cool. So that's gonna work. We'll do public. Well, I won't do the set list yet because we might not even use that. But that's the kind of stuff we're gonna need now. So let's when a player data file is created, this is when it's loaded correctly. We want to go to config dot add to list. Path is going to be the same one we had here. Players dot list. then we want to add player name to that. It's just going to add player name to players.list of config files. So pretty much whenever a player config is created here, it's going to be added to the list that's in the config YML file. So once we've done that, now we can work on the timer again. Alright. I'm just going to think about this, and hopefully you'll get it done quicker once I just think about it for a second. So, be right back. Alright, so first we'll go back to our main InvBackup class. And at the end here on the onEnable, we'll add a new InvBackup timer. We have to actually import. Well, actually, no, never mind. We don't have to do anything. Dot run task timer. This takes a plugin. You have this plugin, and then delay, and then period. And I was really confused between these two things before. Period is like how long it waits until starting this up. Delay is how big the interval is in server ticks. So pretty much, plugin is just this, because this is already identified as a plugin. Period is, well, first of all, I want to get it from the actual config, so we do, this is the whole thing here. Alright, so, let's actually do this all in the methods. Let's just call, like, load timer or something, and I'll copy this, and create a new method, just make everything a lot cleaner. Go back here. So int save timer mins equals config dot, or just I don't know, why am I calling this such a long name? Just int I equals config dot get int path is that, and that's in minutes. So how we're going to convert this to server ticks is through just normal mathematics. So I believe it's like 10 ticks per second. Let me just look this up to be sure. 1 second. Alright, so a second would be around 20 ticks, and a minute would be around 1,200. So what we're going to do is int w, or whatever, equals I times 1,200. And then delay is w, period is w. So it waits 5 minutes before the first save, and then it delays through 5 minutes. Alright, so now on the actual timer, this is where we can do everything that we normally would do, and this would just be run on a timer. So let's create a new array list. Array list player on, or let me just see, bucket.get online players turns player type array list. So array list player, or array list p players equals, we want to convert this to, when I import array list, then it's going to ask to convert this to type player. So player players is a player array list equals bucket.get online players, and then we want to create a for statement, which it's going to be quite like, you know what, I'm going to open for this, I'm going to open one of my other classes in which I did kind of the same thing. For this, it gets online players. It's like a player list message per players. Alright, so that's pretty easy. Yeah, okay. So, whoops. I'm going to do for player p. So pretty much for all the online players that are returned in this list. You want to let's call inventory save method, and then player, and then p, and then p dot get name and we'll create a method inventory save. And now you want to alright, so now we want to go refer back to our main class, InvBackup player data map dot get so file player data file equals that, and to import file. Alright, so player data file dot I'll have to think about this for a second. Sorry that I keep pausing, I'm just trying to figure all this out and I want to keep the video short and sweet. Alright, so I'm changing something. For this hash map that we have up here, I'm actually going to save player data instead of file, so the actual player data class. And then for here we want to put player data and then that. So now that that's a thing, we want to do player data player file equals, alright, so now we can do player file dot, and then we have this entire class that's here. So for this, we're going to want to copy a lot of things we had here. We only really need a few things though, so that's just, we need public void set string path string item is player data dot set typing in get path item save. So now if we go back here, we can do player file dot, there it is, set string. First of all, we want to get the serialized inventory though, so first of all let's do string inv string equals inventory serializer dot to_base64 player dot get inventory. And then we want to do string equip string equals inventory serializer dot to_base64 the dot get inventory. Actually, this is different because this is the equipment string. So yeah, this is different. Hold on a second. I'm not entirely sure why I had to pause there because it was something we did before. So here, for equip string, we're going to do inventory serializer dot get armor inventory p dot get inventory. So this gets the armor from the inventory, and then we want to, yeah, okay, that's good, I think, right? Yeah. So then we have an inventory string and the equip strings. Then we want to set these strings. So I'll do path is backups dot latest dot inv, and then the inv needs to be inv string, and equip needs to be equip string. So then once we have that set up, for now I'm going to set up a messenger.info player data for player. This is just for me. I'm going to get rid of this later. Saved. make sure we go down here. I have the save method thing there. Alright, cool. It's be really annoying if I don't get rid of this later, so I'm just gonna put that there. Very firm, get rid of this message. So, we're working more on this and making it so that it saves, you know, not just latest backup, but like backups in a list. But for now, this is perfectly fine. So let's save this as a jar file. Quickly, I'm gonna try this out. Just to make sure Yep, okay. So, let's go back here. Check inventory backup in. And run the server, and I'm going to go log on quickly. One thing I forgot to mention is after this we have to regenerate the config file, so I'm going to delete that and restart up the server, and it should regenerate the config files. Let's just see. Yep, okay. Loaded and enabled, and if we go over here, config files created, we can open this and see that we have a players list, an inventory backup list. Now if I was to log on to the server, we'll see that new player data file created for Dairy 50, and if I reload this, I'm on the list. One thing that's annoying me, I just realized, there's just not a space there. I'll have to go into our messenger quickly. There's the info message. There's a space there. It's weird. I'll figure it out. It's not really that important. So I'm just going to add a bunch of things to my inventory quickly. Oh, not myself. So just like a bunch of... Oh, help if I was in the right thing. Second, sorry. Just add a bunch of stuff to my inventory. In random spots. We'll wait. We had a 5-minute wait time set up, so I actually should probably stop the server and temporarily put that to like 1 minute, just for testing purposes. Not recommend having this at 1 minute, especially if you have a lot of players, because that'll lag quite a bit. So here. Loads. I'm rendering a video while recording, while coding, and running a server, so that's gonna lag a bit. I'm gonna pause until we get the debug message. If we were to go here and check this, it does look like the defaults were not loaded for some reason. Maybe. Not really sure why it like didn't save. I don't know, we'll just wait for this to happen and see what happens. Alright, it's got the message saying player data for player Dairy 50 saved. So if we open this, there we go. Latest backup, we have the inventory string and equip string. That's awesome. So this is actually 2base64, so this saves everything, enchantments, it'll save book information even, it'll save everything. It's like absolutely everything is saved in MBT tags. That's what we did before. So yeah, that's awesome how that's working. So now, yeah, we can get rid of this now. Awesome. I do wonder why this load default thing didn't work though. Add default player.name, player data options. That is peculiar. Try one more time. Just see if it was just a one-time thing. Hopefully it was just a one-time thing. If it isn't, I'll have to look into it for next episode. Player data file created. We're gonna have to make sure that if the list already contains my name, it doesn't re-add it. Doesn't look like it saved correctly. I'll look into it for next episode. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next episode. Next time we're gonna work more on the inventory saving and returning inventories and all that jazz. So anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.